What's up, Pretend Gang, spiritual family, squad? All right, let's hop right into this one. I don't know if I have enough space on my phone to do an in-depth video, so I'm gonna try and make this concise. And it's been a minute since I've dropped a video, really focusing on semen retention in particular. That's why I started this channel, because of my experience with that and the transformation that I was going through, and it's just so powerful that I can't help but share it with the world. It's just too good to keep to myself, right? And I think that's why there's more channels like this popping up. Plus, you become so self-confident, in this process, and so unfettered by like people's judgments and what they think. It's like the longer you are on this path, the longer you stick to it, the more that becomes the case. So you're not really concerned with what anybody thinks about you. It's just a non-factor at a certain point, and that allows you to start to express your truth, put your essence into the world. So I've said this before in other videos, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to continue to say this because I think this is a really powerful way to view this thing that we're doing. So a man is a projectile kind of energy. Masculine energy projects, feminine energy receives. Think about the act of sex. That it's all right there, right? We call the sun father sun. What does the sun do? Is it projects light? It puts energy out. We call the earth mother earth. What does the earth do but receive the energy from the sun and then create life? So the earth is like a womb receiving energy from the masculine sun. Think of it that way. The sun is hot, it's fire. So men cultivating this energy, this masculine energy, it's a fiery, hot kind of energy, man, and it gets you lit. Gets you lit. I don't know how else to say that. So gotta stay very hydrated. Being this lit, man. And I'm kind of kidding, but I'm also serious. Part of the deal, you guys, is like, as you progress on this journey, the longer it goes, the more intense it gets. And definitely there are those little like flatline periods, and kind of I think those are forms of like withdrawal, actually, because you're withdrawing from a very long-term addiction that you probably didn't even know you had, right? For me, it's like I would have never really considered myself a sex addict or anything like that at any point in my life. But now that I've been almost a year now on retention, I kind of look back at the way I used to do things, and actually, I think I was, in a way. It's just weird for me because there's so many other substances involved that I was addicted to, but really when I look back at it, I reached to those things because of my lack of confidence with women. I was trying to have more confidence with the booze, or numb the pain of not getting what I want, or feeling afraid of not getting what I want, or whatever it is. But it's like so many things I did were driven by my desire to what, right? So on a very kind of biological level, and so if that's what's driving you in your life, you are not accessing your highest potential. You're accessing your lowest potential, and it's the reason why your stuff is down low, right? And then what's your brain, your higher guidance system, your cerebral cortex, is up here. Your body kind of like shows you what's going on. Like I was saying, like the world, the universe itself shows you what's going on. There's lessons contained in every single aspect of this thing, this creation, whatever this is, right? And even the aspects of it that are synthetic and oppressive, and the matrix and all of it. I mean, there's nothing here that you can't learn something from, and that's the attitude I think we all need to take as spiritual seekers, people that want to become better versions of ourselves and become closer to God, is that everything that happens in life is a lesson, and everything in life is there to teach you really about yourself. That's what I'm finding, is that through all of this, I'm learning more and more about myself. So what I want to say, in this video mostly, is that this thing continues. It's how do I say this? It's not like I'm not getting the sense that there's like a ceiling for this. That it's not like a point where it's like, oh, I've gotten all that I can get out of this. I might as well bust one or get in a relationship or whatever. I'm finding that this thing continues to sort of escalate, and each new level, there's only, the saying, new levels, new devils, right? And I'm finding that very true as I continue to sort of level up and new challenges present themselves. And I don't expect that to stop. I expect that to continue. And it's something I think we have to lean into. If you guys are serious about this journey, you kind of have to lean into the reality that it's going to come with challenges and tests or spiritual attacks, if you want to call it that, which in most cases, that is what's going on. And so what really starts to happen here is like you've sealed off the ability for these outside influences to start to affect the way you operate in the world, if I can say that. So we've all been conditioned. Anybody on planet Earth right now has been conditioned a certain amount, and a lot of people are waking up to that reality, and they're sort of coming out of their conditioning, right? So we've been conditioned to have a lot of notions around relationships and sex and all of this, and so retaining that, abstaining from all of that for a long period of time will take you out of the conditioning, and it will give you freedom, and it will give you a level of control, mastery over yourself. You start to be able to control your own thoughts, your own mind, right? So this is what I'm discovering, is that as this thing has progressed, right, in the beginning I'd have the wet dreams, right? And then it got to a point where I was more conscious in my dreams. I started becoming lucid, and I can control. And by the way, last night I was just being seduced like crazy all night, and I actually had a dream that I had a wet dream, but I woke up and I didn't. And I've developed a level of control even in my sleep over it. I can actually abstain in my sleep. I'll get approached by whatever it is, an ex-girlfriend sometimes, or somebody without even a face, or sometimes it's like 3 people at once. Weird dreams are, but it's like I'm able to say no in the dream, right? And I'm able to say no in real life. And so that's kind of like a new level for me. And this thing just keeps getting more and more intense, more and more. I mean, my energy levels are just absolutely, I don't have words, man. It's like I don't need coffee anymore. I still drink it because I love coffee, but I literally do not need it anymore. I mean, I wake up just like, I feel all this energy down here when I wake up, and it's like like that fire, man. And it's like part of me wants to, and then I'm just like, better get your ass out of bed, boy. And a lot of times I just run straight to the cold shower, and that kind of like stops that. And then it's just that now I'm just lit, now I'm just ready to go. And then I'm off to the gym early in the morning, first thing, bang out a workout, bang out whatever I need to do. So because I'm not banging, I'm banging shit out. Because I'm not smashing women, I'm smashing goals. I'm moving forward in life very rapidly at this point. So yeah, this thing, I don't think there's an end to this thing. And I don't know where, it's like, it's getting more difficult as it goes. And I think, anything worth doing in life is that way, in a sense, right? Like, otherwise, wouldn't you get bored? Imagine playing a video game that got easier as it went. It's not a cool game. It's supposed to get harder as it goes. That keeps it interesting, keeps it fun. So it's like we get to lean in to the hard, right? And it's a better hard than the alternative, because the alternative is what? It's the old way of life. The alternative is just being basically a slave to your cravings, to your desires, a slave to women, or maybe if you swing the other way, slave to men, whatever it is, whatever your thing is, slave to the screen, the stuff on the screen, whatever it is. And why would you want to be a slave? Why would anybody want to be a slave? Once you figure out you're in bondage, and this is the funny thing, some people, as we know, it's bondage. Some people are literally into bondage. That's a kink, but some people literally like their slavery. It's like they've grown accustomed to it. It's comfortable. It's like what happens to people that are in prison for so long. That's what they know. They don't want to leave. But I think people like you and I, if you're still with me, if you're on this channel, we're not like that. We need to be free, right? We must be free, and we must be in the truth. We must be telling the truth. We must be living the truth, right? And this is where things get difficult, you guys, is because, man, the world as it is has so many ways of sort of encouraging you to be less than authentic. Like I experience it, when I'm at my, restaurant job. I have multiple jobs right now. One of them's at a restaurant. And of course, it's like there's a bit of, it's almost like I have to do a bit of acting sometimes, because a lot of days, like, I'd rather not be there, but I kind of have to pretend that I do want to be there, right? Or else I'm going to be putting off shitty energy to people, and it's just not cool. It's like disrespectful. So I kind of have to, like, it's not like I'm faking it, but I sort of have to, like, get myself into character. It's like method acting, I guess you could say, where I'm like, no, this is fun, right? And sometimes it is, actually. Sometimes it's like I actually do have fun with it, but in any case, there's so many opportunities and so many ways in which I get sort of triggered to go back into, like, people pleasing, or to maybe something's going on that I don't approve of, and it's awkward to say something. And old me never would have said anything, but new me kind of can't not. It's like the level of masculinity, the level of confidence, the level of assertiveness that I have now is it's almost like I have outer body experiences looking at myself like, what, did you really just do that? You just did that. And the thing is like, there's no agenda. I'm not planning this stuff out. It just happens. I'm just sort of like, damn, you just did that. Sometimes it's like, damn, you literally just got up at 5 a.m., coached a bunch of CrossFit classes, smashed a workout, did an ice bath, went to the studio, got a bunch of songs done, went to work, crushed a shift, made a bunch of money, came home, made some videos for YouTube, like, and did a good job at it. Like, old me was like, I mean, how could I possibly have energy for this stuff if I was out there partying, chasing girls, right? And look, speaking of girls, last thing I'm gonna say before I close this one out, this is becoming the hardest part of this journey for me, man. And because I think the reality here is that because I've sealed off, because my energy is so protected through this practice, and because I have control over my mind now, right? Because I've gained control over this, I'm able to say no very easily. It's become, well, I guess not easily, but it's just what I do. It's just what I do now. It's not like I'm not forcing it, is what I mean. And that just creates so much momentum and so much protection and so much sovereignty. I think sovereignty is the word I'm looking for. I'm a sovereign being. I get to decide how I feel and think about something now. If I have an emotion, I get to decide what I'm going to do with that emotion, right? It's that emotion doesn't drive me anymore. If I have a thought that might be negative self-talk, I get to decide to eliminate that thought. It's like, I'm in control now of all of this. I am now in control of it for the first time in my life, right? And this retention process has brought me to this state, but it's taken about a year, almost a year now, for me to really feel like I've actually gotten to a new level where I am in control of this. And so basically what it is like, a lot of these, if you want to think of them as demons that mess with us in our minds, get us to have self-doubt, negative self-talk, get us to be lazy, slothful, lustful, envious, all of that, right? When those can't live in you anymore, they're forced to evacuate. And now that you have like this love that's entered you, because you've cleaned out the cup, you're pure. Now you're full of this pure love, like powerful, loving, pure energy, clean energy, right? And now you're also protected, and these things can't live in you, so they've been evicted, they have to evacuate, and now the only way they can get to you is through other people. And that's what they'll do. That's what they will do, is they'll look for anybody that is open to demonic influence, whether it's through alcohol, drugs, witchcraft, divination, any of the new age stuff people do. I mean, all this stuff, as far as I'm concerned, you're opening yourself up to, the spirit realm is not just good. It's bad. It has a dark side, right? And you don't know necessarily what you're doing when you're playing around in that realm. And if you're not sealed off and protected and in sovereignty, you're open to influences, all of these influences, from the screens, from the music, from the food, from the air. I mean, you name it. You got to go on and on. This video would be way too long, but you guys feel me on that. So what happens is they try to get to you through other people. And this has been my experience, and it's happening through women mostly, because And not just, sometimes men get on my nerves, and I'm tested, and part of me wants to, get physical with somebody, but I know that's not the right thing to do. And there's a more wise, grounded, appropriate response. And I try to, get in my center, get in my wisdom center, my gut brain axis, my heart, my soul in alignment with the Most High, and start making decisions based off of that, not just the way that I feel in the moment, based off of the thing that triggered me, whatever it was. I get to go inside, do some shadow work, figure out what's going on, feel it, allow it to pass through me, make a rational decision. And that's a whole new deal. That's a whole new deal. But now, man, the tricky thing is women, man. This is where it gets really tricky, because women, I'm finding I still have the ability to get kind of messed with by them more than anything else. And so now that's the thing. That's the thing I'm working with now. It's like, it's hard because part of me really, really wants to be intimate with a female. I don't necessarily want to smash anymore, because I've learned the power of this seed. I'm looking for like a wife kind of thing at this point in my life. And I'm just, most women, it's weird, and it almost makes me feel like, maybe some people think I'm conceited or full of myself, but I just like, nobody meets my standards. And I met somebody that I thought met my standards, and started catching some red flags, sure enough, and just kind of screwing with my head a little bit. And I'm just like, all right, bye. Very hard decision to make, but it is what it is, man. I am not budging. I'm not budging, because this stuff is too real, and it's transformative. It's the real deal, man. And it's not for the spiritually weak. You got to be a real spiritual gangster out here to go a long distance on retention in this crazy world. My goodness, that is no easy task. That's a feat, and God will reward you for that feat. I don't know how long it takes. Maybe it takes longer, shorter for certain people. I don't know. For me, I'm telling you guys, it's been close to a year, and right now is when things are really, really exploding for me. And I feel like it's only going to get better. So, all right, you guys, signing out. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that. If this meant anything to you, let me know. Again, I do this for free. Do this it's a calling. Just being me. You know the deal. All right. Love you guys. Signing out.